just block it out and find the good in it. But when I met her friends, they were just like, nah. They're just like they just supporting her.
Oh, so wait. So
But
you
they
said
were
pretty much her friends didn't like you.
oh,
That's
they
what
were
it's.
saying nah. They were saying nah.
Wait, they were
Yeah,
saying
they was
no in front of your face?
yeah. They didn't use that edit. I wish they would have
KB,
like they
KB,
should
Okay,
come in,
hold
KB.
on. Yeah,
Explain the situation.
let's talk about this.
What did the homie say, KB?
So there was the friend meeting. No, they didn't show it. I'm blunt. My friends are a little blunter than I am. They're a little more direct than I am. And also they're not dating him. So they're not going to be as graceful with their responses as they may have been with their own part. No, they're just blunt. They would have did it to their own partners as well. But I think the reference, and correct me if I'm wrong, Edmund, that he's referring to is when they asked him, he asked them like, do you think, I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it was just the way that they were so damn blunt. He asked them, he was like, do y'all think me and KD are gonna get married? And they both responded like at the same time and said no.
not
and
gonna
so,
be able to do it.
Yeah, and so that really did, I seen it affect him. So I went over and I kind of like hugged him from the back because he was sitting in the chair. So I kind of went over just to kind of show him like some reassurance and let him know like their opinions don't matter at the end of the day. And my friends know that they don't matter. Girls know.
Hold on, KB.
Let me just say this first and foremost. I watched this live, and I'm just doing a quick breakdown. So I watched this episode, and I want to be honest with you. We all knew KB was messing with Edwin. Let's be honest. I know she gonna tell us that she loved him and she fell in love and everything like that. I don't believe it. Okay, all right. I don't believe it. All right. Now, what I want to say is, even her friends were telling her no. Even her friends were telling her no before the wedding day, which is all we need to know. And we know that because we saw it on camera, right? So when he met the friends and they were saying no, we saw their no at the dresses part. Now we're hearing that there was no before the actual dresses part, right? He met the friends and they were like, nah, this ain't it. Right now, let me be very honest with you and very real with you, right? It's very rare for people to be able to ignore their friendship group and what they say as to what they choose, especially when there seems to be a big discrepancy, a big gap, right? Especially when your type, you don't like to say what your type is, but you have a type because you keep choosing the same kind of men. Now, whether they range in attractiveness, that's another story, but it seems like you have a type. And so you decide to go for a different type on this occasion, right? Or at least try to see things differently. And I think with KB, and I'll definitely do a little bit more deep dive. I have to watch a second interview with AD. But what I find interesting about these situations is that I feel like both of them, after listening to this interview, especially with Edmund as well, there's far more manipulation than he's willing to give. And I'll probably do another video about this. There's a part where Edmund's talking to her about the KC situation and going into the toilet with KC. I know exactly what happened, from my perspective anyway. And my opinion is, there was a situation with Casey on the show, and apparently he was meant to take her he wanted to take her to the toilet to have a conversation. All right. Now, I want to be honest with you. He has an insecurity because she's a baddie. Let's just keep it a buck and keep it real. KB is a baddie. And when you have an insecurity like that, what you tend to do is play games. Now, both men and women are capable of this because people are insecure. Okay. And one of the games that people can play is that they make the other person feel jealous because they've got options. Okay. And that's what I saw with the KC situation. They were talking about how, you know, he was almost like saying he didn't go to the toilet, but he did go to the toilet, but then he wasn't thinking about going to the toilet. He wasn't thinking about cheating. If I was going to cheat, he gave a politician's answer. Whenever someone gives a politician's answer, if I was going to cheat, would I cheat with this person? It should just be a direct no. No, it didn't happen. Did not happen. Whenever someone goes, you know, do you think I would do something like this? No, just say no. I didn't do it. I actually did not do it. Yeah, it's not in my remit to do so. This is something I wouldn't do. When they start saying, you know, do you think I could do something like this? Do you think this is what I already know you're being a politician, and I feel like you're lying to me, right? And so in that space with Edmund, I start seeing him even more being even more manipulative through the insecurity, which everybody's capable of doing. But I also saw something even more concerning. How the hell did KB get past the pods? No. Let's keep it a buck. We already said this before, but after watching this interview, I'm even more stumped by the way he speaks and the way that his thoughts are jumbled up. Not because he's bad, but because I guess a neurodivergence, it sounds like, right? His thought process and the way his thoughts come out, it's almost like word salad at point in times, right? And he goes off on tangents, comes back and gets lost. Very much neurodivergent, I feel like. And that's me not trying to diagnose him, but I guess I'm diagnosing him. And so in that space, when I hear that, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on a minute now. if that's the case, we've got a problem here, right? Because why would KB want to give him a chance? Now, someone put in the chat at the time that, you know, she has ADHD and she felt sorry, and maybe she felt sympathy because obviously, you know, him too. But my thing is, ADHD doesn't make you want to compromise, so much so that this brother who's not making clear and coherent clear and coherent sentences at time as to why you find him attractive. Now I get it. The emotional bonding of trauma can make people get closer. But then I'm asking myself, so you got closer to a point where you'd want to consider being in marriage, and that's why it does, and that's why I also kind of feel a little bit like why I understand where Edmund's thing about sex is also important, because I'm like, sis, at some point you must have thought to yourself, this is an experiment, and she said that, she has said it in the interviews, it's an experiment. She doesn't want to give up. That tells me, yeah. I don't take that as, oh, like, you know, I'm fighting for this. It tells me, listen, it's an experiment. I'm trying to do something a bit more different. And in so being different, that doesn't mean I'm going to give my body away, right? Because I don't like you that day. And I'm not mad if that's the case. Of course, she's got an image to protect. She needs to, you know, she's got brands to protect. I get it. But let's keep it apart. There was nothing in this interview that made me feel like, oh my God, like KB really loved him. I didn't feel that. I can't lie to you. But that's my own opinion. And I can be wrong. But I just never felt it. And if you know, I'm watching her and I'm watching them talk, and she has every right not to be with him, because if I'm honest with you, they don't mesh, not even close to meshing. They ain't even a stratosphere that can hold them both into it, right? And it's not even about looks. It's just about personnel. It's about the way he presents himself. I just don't see it, and I think many of us don't see it. So I'll do a deep dive where we can go through the whole interview, but I just want to give my quick thoughts on this, because I just feel like to myself, like a lot of it was hogwash. You know what I mean? Like hogwash in the sense of like the overall arching theme is she didn't want him. And he kind of sensed that. But he's also insecure because he's dealing with a baddie. We also found out that this is his first black girlfriend. What? How did we get here? First black girlfriend? Sir, why? And then we decided to have a black girlfriend this time. Everybody playing.
And how long was this moment from the actual decision being made?
Probably 2 weeks. So this is probably 2 weeks into because you know, once we're in the city, we're there for 4 weeks before the wedding. So I think this was like halfway through us being in physical, like as in person.
And by the way, this is before even the snowmobile incident and before the scene in the bed, before all those things happened.
No. The scene in the bed was the honeymoon. So that happens fresh out of the pod. So then I think we met my friends before dress fittings, but after, I think it might have been after the rodeo. So I think it might have been that in between. So after the rodeo, but before dress fittings. So before the snowmobile, but after the rodeo.
So that's really important. I'm happy that you captured a scene that we missed, because I think both of you guys have communicated that there were things off camera that were missed. And obviously Love is Blind is a highly produced show. So what they choose to put in and not, those are big decisions that they make. Was there another defining moment that we missed, KB, that had a lot to do with your decision that you made at the altar?
He might not like this, but when he tried to take Casey to the bathroom, that was the
let me speak. Yeah, I could
go ahead.
Yeah, so the Casey to the bathroom thing. Yeah, so initially I was walking to the living room to the living room, and but KB took it as the bathroom, and throughout that time, it's like whatever she say, that's the case. But the main thing I say, I wasn't taking her to the bathroom, and then also
I'm sorry.
Honestly, and then also too, this is the thing. As I've grown and I'm in therapy, I got like 4 more sessions of therapy coming up, so I'm about to celebrate at the end of it. But what I'm saying though is in that exact moment, I was walking to the living room, which is like toward the bathroom as well. But the main thing, I never took her to the bathroom, and KB kept rocking with me. I ain't do the same thing again, so like it was just like, you gotta like forgive me, but I didn't take it to the bathroom. I didn't do it again, and I never made it to the bathroom.
Those kind of contradict. You said you didn't do it again, and you didn't do it. So you can't not do it again if you never did it. So did you do it?
I never took her to the bath. I never took her to the bathroom.
Was your intent to take her to the bathroom?
No, my intent was to take her to there's like a little hallway toward the near the bathroom, but I was not going to take that girl into the bathroom.
Well, I mean,
was there an intent to hook up?
I'm not stupid to hook up with a girl in our apartment while my girl in there. That's stupid. I would not do something stupid like that. That's stupid.
So
Yeah, when you say I wouldn't do something stupid like that, and then at first I was with him. Like when he kept on saying he's going to the living room, I was like, I'm with you. But when you start saying I'm not stupid enough to take a girl to the bathroom, yeah, niggas are stupid. Sorry, men are stupid, women are stupid. Both men and women are stupid enough to do stupid stuff. Whenever someone says I wouldn't do something stupid like that, I already know they're probably going to do something stupid.
where is this coming from at all? Then, like, where were you leading her? What was the intent? That this particular moment.
Just about to talk to her about like I don't think I could talk to her about his KB or whatever, but I never even said nothing to her. It's just me taking her to the bathroom, which I wasn't, and I never did, and it was like that was the moment for her to make clarity of. And I didn't even take her to the bathroom, and I wasn't even
hold on, wait, KB, give me a take on this before because I didn't get to hear you give me detail. What's your perspective?
So before I even go into it, Edmund, we talked about it at the reunion, and Casey confirmed at the reunion that you tried to take her to the bathroom. That just didn't make the editing of the reunion thing.
No,
but,
I think what KB doing, I think like some people, I think the more you say it, it ain't gonna become true. But sometimes I know with me, it's like if you keep, I'm just gonna give you what you want to hear because I do. That's one thing I got better with but I think in that moment I was like just trying to make you hear what you want to hear so I can get through it and so we could get over the conflict and the problem. But I'm trying to.
Are you talking about at the reunion? You were just trying to help us get over the conflict and the problem? I said Casey confirmed it. That's it. Casey confirmed it. But what happened was you came in the bathroom with me, China, and Casey was in the bathroom. You came in, I was doing my hair. You walked past China, said something very slick to her because she wasn't drinking. You just looked at me. I don't think you looked at me. You told Casey, come with you, right? Casey followed behind you. Y'all walked out of the closet. Y'all walked our bathroom, closet, then the bedroom. So y'all did that. Then you went through, she followed you. You're saying that the bathroom is near the living room when you literally, the kitchen, the living room, you walked through, the other bathroom is like that. The balcony is this way. You went like that to go to the bathroom. Your homeboy was in the bathroom. His girl was in the kitchen. On your way to the bathroom, you went to go noggle the knob of the bathroom door. The girl in the kitchen said, so-and-so was in the bathroom. You seen the doorknob was not, before you cut me off, you seen the doorknob was locked, right? Then you turned around. You looked me dead in my face and was like, and your mouth dropped. And you was like, oh. And I was like, what were you gonna do? And you looked at Casey and said, Casey, let's take a shot. I didn't get an answer for that situation until I got the flowers. I was supposed to meet your mom the day after that. So it was a lot going on. And I could have left, but but I'm just trying to process. And I think that I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. So I was trying to understand, like, why were you trying to take her to the bathroom? That's when you were giving me those stares. You went out, ended up going out, I think that same night with your friends. You were just staring at me. You wouldn't answer me. Then when you did come back to the house, okay, go ahead. You could talk.
So I got a question. So if I did admit I'll go take her to the bathroom, that would have made like you would have been like, oh, okay, well, just don't. What would you have done if I was like, yeah, I'll go take her to the bathroom?
I don't know. I didn't get that choice. I didn't get that option. Instead, I got gaslighted. Instead, you said things like, oh, you think I can pull a woman like Casey? What do you think I was going to the bathroom to do with Casey? And I said, okay, Edmund, let's flip it. Because you tried to make it seem like I was tripping for feeling away. And I said, let's flip it. You know, at the time, my type was athletes.
Now, as I said, as a fifth, I know that when I said obviously his attachment style, something like fifth of the void, and I said he's more than capable of doing this. More than capable of using Casey the same way Casey does people as well, using Casey to get at KB. He was never going to do anything with Casey. I can probably guarantee he wasn't going to do anything with Casey, but he needed you to see it. He needed you to see that he was going to do something, or at least he had options to do something, so that you can feel jealous, so that you can also cling on tighter to him, right? So that he can restore some power. Because if you know anything about fearful avoidance, right, and the way he grew up, you definitely know he's probably a fearful avoidant. What you know is that everything is a power struggle. Because when you have relationships with KB's a much quicker, smarter, faster talker, right? And so in that space, you may feel like you're always being railroaded and feel like you're being like you're losing a battle in the relationship between yourself and KB. I can see how that can happen. I can see how you may feel disenfranchised and disempowered. And in order to get some power back, there has to be some way that you fight. Now, the fighting could be you can go mirror, you can go withdrawn, you can stonewall, you can pull away. But there's also other fights where you can get someone else and you can triangulate and use them as a third party. But maybe I'm just projecting a little bit. But that's my thought process. Like, you know what? Why would he take Casey towards the bathroom? Yeah, he was trying to make you jealous. He wanted you to see it. He wanted you to acknowledge it. He wanted you to know that he could do something like that. That would mean that, no, okay, I got to look at him differently. I got to start looking at him as a nice guy. I've been there, so I know, maybe I'm just thinking about myself. Maybe I'm thinking a bit too dark. But anyway, listen, my time's up. We'll definitely do a full breakdown of this particular video. Just make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. Let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think he took Casey to the bathroom on purpose? Do you think he was trying to have a kiss with Casey? Why do you think he took Casey to the bathroom? That's what we're trying to find out. I appreciate y'all. Still lots to do. We'll see you again soon.